Yo, what's going on guys? CBBeast here, and today in this video I'm going to be showing you a Nirwen's Mercy and Weyloran's March review. And this was on my friend Sports Page's account, as he has a very nice roll on his Weyloran's March, but you'll see just in a second. Now these are not the vendor rolls, which is currently out in the Iron Banner that is currently out for this month, which is Control. But I'll be showing you those rolls in a second, but I just wanted to show you these rolls real quick. For these are the ones I'm going to be using in the video, because I don't have the current rolls yet. And I'm still working on getting rank 5, but I wanted to make this to show you guys before you went and made a purchase, which you might have already, because you're already rank 5 because you're trying super hard out there on that Iron Banner. But that's alright. For those of you who don't have as much time to play, this could kind of advise you in maybe waiting for a better roll if you don't like these rolls or you don't like the weapons in general and not buy them at all. But I would recommend buying them just, for keepsakes, stuff like that. I mean, I regret not buying a Fellwinter's Lie in year 1. I had the chance to, but I never bought it. Never bought the Aphrodite Spear either, because back then I was like, who snipes, right? Like, I was such a shotgunner back then, I never thought I would snipe, and I don't have an Aphrodite's, I don't have a Fellwinter's, I didn't hold on to those. I never bought them. So now you're seeing the current vendor rolls. They are, in my opinion, very good rolls, and I'll talk about those later, but let's get into some of the gameplay. Alright, so I played 4 matches on Sports Page's character, and like I said, I only played on his character because he has a very nice Weyloran's March, as it has short gaze, which is my preferred scope, whereas the one I have is the old vendor one from last time it was sold, which has ambush on it, which I hate ambush. So these are just going to be some clips of the 4 games I played, and this is the vendor's Nirwen's, which I have the same exact one from when the first time it was sold, which I believe was the very first Iron Banner of Taken King. So I played on Sector 618 here, and there's just a clip there showing you, me getting warriored, and the hip fire on this is actually not as bad as I thought. You probably don't want to, get too close to shotgunners with, either of these weapons. I mean, obviously a sniper, but the Nirwen's being a mid rate of fire, mid impact pulse rifle, you probably want to keep your distance, because it doesn't have the highest rate of fire, and honestly, it doesn't do the most damage either, which is kind of depressing considering, this Nirwen's used to be fantastic. Like, the first time it came out in Taken King, the very first Iron Banner, it was great. I loved my Nirwen's. I mean, I still have the same roll and everything. Of course, I kept it. Man, that thing was awesome. But these pulse rifles have been hit pretty hard over the past few months. They're just not what they used to be. They got nerfed in, I believe it was the December update, the one where we got the exotics added, like Mida and whatnot. And these mid rate of fire pulse rifles they got hit hard. Like, as you can see right there, honestly, it took forever to kill that guy. So after my first match on Sector 618, got 14 kills with a 2.0 KD, so, not too bad, but pretty solid. It was a pretty quiet game overall. On a map like that, I had to keep my distance. I couldn't really get in the fray. That's why you're seeing only 14 kills there. It's pretty quiet, and I tried to stay as safe as possible. Got a 2.0. And so these next 2 games are both going to be on Bannerfall, unfortunately. I mean, that's just the way the matchmaking went. I just played 4 straight and just went in there and got Bannerfall twice for some reason. I just kind of hate when that happens. It's really annoying. I feel like this Nirwen's kind of needs a buff. You could see it does 29 to the head. I feel like if it did 30, as you'll see there, I get outgunned by a Mida. I'll show you a few times in this video. There's like 3 or 4 times where I get outgunned by a Mida, but like they barely are alive. Like it just can't beat a Mida. It just can't. Like, and I'm getting mostly headshots. Like I said, I feel like it needs just the slightest buff. It's just Nirwen's, if it got buffed in the slightest, like a 3% base damage increase, it wouldn't be like, amazing or anything, but it would be much better than it is. And I had like no chance against that guy. I was weak, and there was no way I was gonna outgun him. So I tried to switch to the sniper, but I couldn't switch fast enough and get a shot off. Now let's talk about a little bit about this Weyloran's. This Weyloran's March, it's very low impact. It actually, against a full armor warlock with the ram, it takes 3 body shots to kill, but I believe everything else it can double body shot. This weapon cannot res snipe. It's one of the few sniper rifles that cannot. It has, I believe it is 10 impact and 43 rate of fire, I believe. But this weapon is extremely light and snappy because of that archetype. I feel like with snipers, like depending on the archetype, the higher the impact, it seems like the heavier the sniper is. And this being the lowest impact sniper possible, it's extremely light, extremely snappy. And honestly, like I'm being so used to like, you know, the 1,000-yard and the longbow archetype. There's quite a few times where like I over drag with this. Like my sensitivity stays the same, but I feel like this is so much lighter and it drags, you know, you can do drag scopes so much easier that I almost over drag sometimes. And because of that high rate of fire, like you kind of waste ammo because you're just like shooting, you know, you're just spamming the trigger because it shoots so dang fast. So it's really interesting, you know, if you actually want to get good with this weapon and get used to it. If I were to get used to this weapon, which I probably won't try to, considering that I want to keep with that 1,000-yard stare archetype, and there's a nice no scope headshot right there, just kind of messing around. And there's a hammer, so I'm out of there. But yeah, I really want to stay with that 1,000-yard archetype. You could see in the next game we got 17 kills with, what was the KD? Let's take a look here. Had a 3.4. So once again, we kind of stayed out of the close quarters engagements and kept safe and, you know, got a decent amount of kills, 17, not too bad. But I had to play, you know, pretty slow and make sure, you know, I set myself up well because, like I said, this Nirwen isn't all that powerful and I'm not, and there's me getting outgunned by a Righteous. That was extremely embarrassing. Honestly, I got kind of flinched by that auto rifle. It was good shots by him. He did not miss, and I think he hit mostly headshots. But yeah, there was just me getting outgunned there. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you guys that this weapon is like really weak. It's not great though. It's okay. It's nothing like competitive. Like you're not going to use it in trials. Like it's not anything like amazing. But if you just want to, you know, resist the meta a little bit and, you know, have a little fun with something different, this could be a decent weapon for you. I mean, it's not the worst, but it's not the best. You're not gonna really like go off with this weapon consistently. I mean, you can have some pretty good games with this. You just have to be extremely careful where you position yourself. And so getting back to what I was saying, I really want to stay with that 1,000-yard stare archetype because, you know, it could take down supers, it can snipe a self-res, it can, you know, do regular res snipes, and the handling is just, I'm so used to that handling at this point that it would be hard for me to get used to this and, you know, screw up myself with my 1,000-yard. So in our second game on Bannerfall, our third game of this, got 19 kills with a 1.9 KD, so we went 19 and 10. And then going into this final game on Black Shield, this game I had a really good game. I positioned myself really well on this one, and this is actually one of my favorite maps for 6s. In my opinion, this is a horrible map for 3s, but for 6s, I really love this map, and there's me getting outgunned by a Mida again. That happened quite a few times. I just want to show you a few times where I got outgunned by a Mida. And with so many people using Mida, it's something to take into consideration. Got a nice little snipe. I kind of jumped around the corner and landed and sniped him. But this Weyloran's, it has really high aim assist. I believe it's 79 if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? Yeah, 79. It's got 79 aim assist. And then if, say, you get like hidden hand or something, and short gaze, it's, you know, your aim assist is going to be through the roof. I actually got a roll myself. I got 2 Weylorans with hidden hand and short gaze. I have one that's short gaze, hidden hand, guerrilla fighter, and injection mold, and I think it also has quick draw on it. So I'll probably go with injection mold because I just prefer injection mold so much more if I do end up using it. And then I also got one with hidden hand, short gaze, and then I have army of 1 and rifled barrel. I believe so. I'm not sure if I'm correct on that, but I might upgrade it, try it out. And so getting back to the vendor roles that are currently out for this Iron Banner, the Nirwen's Mercy has a fantastic role. I mean, it's honestly like a god roll. It has, you know, a very, very nice, clean sight, which is the one you're seeing there, the red dot OAS. which is really nice. It's got pretty good aim assist, and it's nice and clean. It's not, too distracting. It's fairly easy to use. And it's also got braced frame down the middle, so it has max stability, which at the cost of some mag size, but you have 33 in the mag normally, which then you have 27 with braced frame, and being that this is a high rate of fire, or not high rate of fire, higher impact pulse rifle, that smaller mag is not really a big deal, considering it can 3 burst. So you can kill 3 people in 1 mag, so it's not really a big deal. It's got counterbalance, which personally is like my favorite perk on a pulse rifle. It's like what I look for in a pulse rifle. It keeps the recoil, nice straight and up and down. And then it's got feeding frenzy, which is awesome. You get a kill and then it reloads. I think it's in half the time that it normally does, I believe, which I have on my grasp, which I love. It's awesome. So that's that. And then the Weyloran actually does not have short gaze. It has the Longview SLR-10, which people debatedly say is the second best sight. Some say it's the first. It's kind of, preference. It's long view or short gaze. Some people like ambush, some people like Taxis. But people tend to say that long view is right up there with short gaze. And then it's got hidden hand, which is fantastic. Adds 15 aim assist. It's got grenadier, which is a good perk. And then it also has rifle barrel down the middle, which for those of you that do not know, rifle barrel actually adds aim assist. I'm not sure how much people don't know, but I've heard it said by multiple people that rifle barrel does in fact add aim assist, and that's reasons why snipers with high range that have like rifle barrel, they feel much crisper, if you will, if that's even is crisper. I guess crisper is a word, but it just feels much better to use, and it's just a better feeling sniper. And so this is the last clip here. I'm going to be showing you the final scoreboard here on Black Shield. And like I said, this was a very good game for me. I did really well in this game. The team won. It actually ran out on time. So I think that's kind of why I had a few more kills than I probably should have. But in this game, I'm going to end up with, you'll see in a second here, I'm going to end up with 28 kills and what did I have, a 3.5, I believe? I believe I had a 3.5 KD. So this was your preview, if you will, preview/review of the Nirwen's Mercy and Weyloran's March. If you guys enjoyed the video, a like is always appreciated, and drop a comment, tell me what you think, if you'll be picking up these weapons, and I'll see you guys on the next video.